Friends,
Just standing in the way.
well-wishers, we are here once again to celebrate the retirement of Ms. Glenda Nurse. We've all known her in various capacities. We love Ms. Glenda, we'll miss her. She's a story lady, she's a laughing leader, but she could get stirred and drop of a dime. And we love Ms. Glenda. We have our Lieutenant Colonel, Joseph McIntosh, who would like to do the honors of retiring Ms. Glenda. Honoring her retirement.
Thank you very much. So with that, I was told that I need to prepare something that's about 15 to 20 minutes. Because we know how much you love long stories and long speeches about how awesome you are on the radio. But no, to the actual opposite, we're going to keep it short and sweet. So I just want to say thank you for all your dedicated service. 30 years is definitely nothing to shake a leg at, and it's both probably the longest 30 years of your life and also probably went by just like that. So, some days. I kind of think it's the same thing of like deployments, right? You know, for those that, you know, civilians that have deployed, right, or if you haven't, but like the days are really long, but the weeks just fly by, right? And some days are longer than others.
Childcare is like a deployment every day.
Yeah. But, you know, I know I've said this a couple of the other retirements because it seems like everyone's leaving me, but that's okay. Try not to take it personal. Try not to. But, you know, it's hard to see the folks that have been around for a while go because there's not necessarily those replacements. I know we give the opportunities for other folks to grow, but the dedicated child and youth servants that have been doing this for 30 years are going to be fewer and far between, I think, as we continue to transition forward. So that's going to be a gap we're going to have to fill, but you know what? Hashtag not your problem. I just want to say congratulations. So this reads Certificate of Service from the United States Air Force. This is to recognize Glenda S. Nurse for 30 years of faithful and devoted federal civilian service on the occasion of retirement from the employment with the United States Air Force, given this 28th day of June 2024. Signed, Colonel Anthony Smith, Commander, 87th Air Base. Never seen him smile so big in your life. Have you want a sticker that you want to stick a pin on, or I have a nice little retirement pin for you, or you want to just take it and run?
You have a pin on.
You know what? I'll give it to my ride or die. That's
There we go.
Yeah.
Man, the floor is yours. Daughter / oldest. You can give your name.
Tanisha.
Tanisha. Thank you. That's helpful.
Many may not know I have two daughters. She's the oldest. My youngest is stationed at Minot Air Force Base, and she's a major. Nurse practitioner. I've enjoyed my time at CYP. My girls overseas did school-age programs. They didn't do school-age programs that much, but they did youth, and they did open rec and sports. So they kind of grew up in the programs. They assisted us, me, and our team when I worked overseas. We did special events. They would come out to help. So they kind of grew up in the program too. And my grandson, he's not here yet. He's also grew up in the program. He's been to Dick's. He's done Lakehurst School Age Program. He's done Open Ruck. He's done youth sports. So, well, a lot of don't know, I do come from a military background. My dad was Army. Okay. I want to thank, and I said it before, Christine, Alicia, Kadisha, Nicole, Misha, Jada. Thank you for today. I got the kind of food that I like to eat. May not know, my family, I'm from Panama, grew up in New York, so I do like West Indian food, like Caribbean food, like Spanish food, so they kind of treated me today to that island flavor. Because I will be spending a lot of time in the islands. Coming down to the Airbnb. Yeah, I've been told to get Airbnb so they can come visit in Panama, but we're gonna make that happen. But I thank everyone for coming out. I've enjoyed my time at CYP. I've enjoyed my time at Lakehurst, where I started out when I came here before we joined base. We joined base, worked there, came over to CDC 1. I've done FCC, went to CDC 2. I've also done, the only place I haven't done is, I filled in over at Dick's youth programs.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. The only place I didn't make it to is Dick School Age, and
Mhm.
McGuire School Age, and McGuire YP. So I think I've had my.
Yeah, as you made it, as you made it to McGuire YP, you wouldn't be retired.
That's the only places I didn't do on the joint base. So I think I go to work every day. I try to do a hard job. I work hard and like party hard and like have a good time. For those who know me, I'm a jokester. I like to laugh, but I also will get down to work.
Yes.
So thank everyone for coming, and I've enjoyed my time. And I told the ladies, we are here to celebrate and have a good time. It is Friday, like I always tell people, we don't want any problems. It is Friday.
Hold on.
Oh no.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, a lot of years.
We emailed them and everything, but they made more late. She picked it up. She said she had whatever that is, that's good.
The meat? Yeah. What is it, like a beef meat?
Whatever season them up, that's really good.
Don't mind me leaning over here, just trying to get a good image. Let me try this.
All right, there we go. Because I was told to wear white today. I was told to wear white. I guess so the wind flash with the background.
Hold on, Mr. Will's
All
got
right.
something for you.
You know how I be running all over the place. So I called myself trying to be on track today. So I called Kim, and Kim said the commander's coming over at 12:15. And then Marlene calls me and tells me to take care of some ATAP things. She said, oh, the commander will be there at 12:30. So I'm like, okay. I pull up, the commander's here. Miss Nurse, Miss Glenda Nurse. All right.
When I call him, I always say Mr. William Crocker.
I know that's why I always call you Miss Glenda Nurse. Well, the time has come. So I can tell you a card here. So on there I put my little writing, I put CYP in the rear view.
Not too much in the rear view.
Oh, I know, we're not gonna let you go too far.
Yeah.
Keep tabs on. So on behalf of the CYP team and the family, you know, we just want to express our many thanks to you. You know, the one thing is almost like Donna, anytime I ever asked you for anything, you were always there. Even when I was at Dick's, I forget I was at Dick's. Yeah, that's what McGuire does. Forget about the fun places you was at. But this is something on behalf of the flight. Convey our many thanks and appreciation for everything you've done for CYP. You have earned a lot of trails really quick. I came back in 2015, you was at Lakers, and you was at, where, you went from Lakers to here?
Mm-hmm.
And from here to over there? God bless you. All right. Department of the Air Force, Child and Youth Program. See, they left out the S. I put the S. Pretty cool.
That's okay.
I put the S in there.
That's
What's
my
the S
nickname.
for? Okay, keep it under wraps. Keep it under wraps.
For people, personal friends, I have a nickname. And this is for my grandmother. My middle name is Suzette. My grandmother used to call me Susie. So that's close and personal friends call me Susie.
Well, you know, if I wanted to get it, all I have to do is ask me.
Glory didn't know.
You didn't know Glory?
No, I didn't. That's my
So
nickname,
folks,
Susie.
everybody know Glory Ducky?
Oh God, don't start.
Oh yeah, I'm going. You never showed up. So I have to share this quick story. I'm going to interrupt your little presentation for you. So Glory and I go way back. I think what? Longstool. Glory and I started at Longstool Youth Program. What was it called? DYP at the time?
I don't even remember
aging
what it was
myself
called.
out here. But Glory and I started out at Longstool.
Then we went to Go Away.
let's stay at Long Street.
Aging us, you telling people.
But I think, what were you, Lori, you
I
was
was the team director at Longstool and
You
the
were
sports
fine?
director. I might
I might
have
have
been,
been the four.
yeah. You actually worked for me at Bowling.
That's the thing, everybody want me to work for them. All right, back on track. All right. Department of the Air Force Child and Youth Programs, Glenda Nurse. 30 years of dedication and service to military children and families across the globe left an unmeasurable heartprint on many generations. Joint Base MDL Youth Programs, 28 June 2024, that's your last day. 100 years from now, like a long time. 100 years from now, it will not matter what's in your bank account, what sort of house you had, you lived in, or the kind of car you drove. But the world may be different because I was an important part of life of children.
That's a true story, because I'm gonna tell you something right now. This young lady, I had her in school age, probably about 6 years old, and she's come back to work for CYP. So, you treat them good. Not even 100 years. She's gonna come back to work for us. I had her in school age program. She works now for Lakehurst, school age program. In 100 years.
We definitely impacted a lot of them. You know, we have the guards. I knew them, they were the ones running around the youth center like Brandon and them, and now they work for us, and they veterans. They're not even young and veterans.
Second summer, third summer, she's a veteran.
This is pretty good.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
I'm gonna call you and say, Mr.
Can I get a picture?
Yeah, I got photography.
Get a memo about the
Because
way.
we're gonna send it Sonia Ronan. We're gonna send it Sonia
You
Ronan.
get sick notes when you retire?
Yeah? Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you.
All right, back to the party. Unless anybody wants to do any speeches. Any stories from back in the day?
I'll talk.
Okay.
I got it.
Other than my daughter, she's known me the longest in this room. She used to be my former director back in Rota, Spain. We go back unless she knew my kids when they were young.
When they played basketball, they were really good at basketball. I knew my first time in Rhoda, it's the first time at the center, etc. They had a luncheon for me, a dinner for me. And all the people came. We were at a restaurant, and there was this really nice woman who had this old tooth. And I'm like, so then she disappeared. She just, I looked for her, I went back to the rooms, I keep looking, and I'm like, I can't very well ask people, where's that woman with the gold tooth? But she was so nice, and I thought, oh, this one's gonna do well. So, what I didn't understand was she was on Christmas leave and had left like that next morning to go back to the States. We watched her daughters play basketball, who, like I said, they were really good. But Glenda, over and over, how reliable she was, how dedicated she was. She could do a schedule, oh my God. She was like a saint doing schedules. I'm still there going, and she'd like, oh no, do this. And it would be all done. And she became my lead shortly after I got there and what have you, and she was fantastic. When she left, it was like part of the center left. Then I got transferred here, and Glenda calls and goes, oh, wait, your seat. And that was before it was Tri-Base. It was gonna be Tri-Base like in another 2 years. And Glenda helped me with the whole transition and everything as it became Tri-Base, because I didn't know Air Force from Air. I'm a Navy person. Sorry, Navy all the way. And so she helped me step through and what have you. So Glenda and I have been around since 98. So it's proud to see her retire.
When I interviewed her at Lakehurst, she still had that gold tooth. And I was like, what is with that gold tooth?
That's not
If you know
culture.
anyone from Panama,
All the Caribbean,
a gold
it's
tooth
a culture.
is kind of a culture. So I grew up in New York, but when I used to go home to Panama on vacation, I always told my mom I wanted a gold tooth. So for my 10th birthday, we were back. I went home for the summer. My mom was like, "Okay, we're gonna get your gold tooth." So I got my gold tooth with the crown. Had it for a lot of years. I think
10, she let you, wow.
10 years old. That was a gift. That was so. A few years back. It's been a while I've had it. I went to the dentist and he's like, "Oh, I think you know that crown and you've got some stuff. You're gonna have to take it off." And he took it off. And he was like, "I gotta chisel your tooth and stuff like that." He's like, "Is this sentimental?" I was like, "You don't understand. It was a gift. I got it when I was 10 years old. It's part of my culture." And he was like, "Oh, I gotta take. Sorry, gotta take it off." So yes, it was right there.
I'm 10 years old, wow.
See?
That's some stuff you don't know.
People that know me a long time. Like I said, other than my brother, she knows me a long time.
Yeah.
Knows me a long time. I'm a geek.
All right, folks, we have lots of food. Enjoy.
This is my favorite.